Welcome back to Razmavsar TV. And today I would like to share a very important video with you. Normally on this channel, generally, I don't talk about politics, with the exception of some videos where I conducted interviews with Professor Sharifi from Washington State, a professor in politics and geostrategy on Don Roe and Monroe politics and some other political issues. But normally I do not do this. Today actually is not about politics. I just want to talk about a very important topic, which is very sad in these difficult times. I'm doing this video first in English because I want to have more exposure. And if my global exposure and if my fans wish, I mean, from Iran and other Persian-speaking countries, Afghanistan and Tajikistan, I can do it then in Persian as well. Well, Iran has been attacked, and as everyone knows, lots of destruction. War always entails destruction, misery, and unfortunately, death of many civilians. And something where many people do not talk about is next to the destruction of lives, death, which is the most problematic aspect of any war. Next to it is the destruction of cultural heritage. I start with this one. Many of you know that I analyzed the complete inventory of more than 25 Iranian museums. Among them are military museums. The famed military museum of Tehran, housed in Sadabad Palace Complex, military museum of Shiraz in Afifabad Palace in Shiraz, military museum of Bandar Anzali in Reza Shah Palace in Bandar Anzali, north of Iran. Next to them, I also analyzed the inventory of Persian arms and armor from um, Sabs Museum, Green Museum, Millat Museum, National Museum of Iran, or Archaeological Museum of Iran, Musei Rabastan, all in Tehran. And I also analyzed the inventory of arms and armor in Nadiri Museum in Mashhad. Also in Shiraz, I also did of the inventory of the museum in Shiraz, where the Shamshir of Kaim Khanazand is housed there, in Ark Museum, and many other museums, which you can find in my book, Neovaran Palace Museum in Tehran, and many others, which are you can find mostly in my book, Armor from Iran, and Lexicon of Arms and Armor from Iran. I measured countless, and also Bunyad Museum in Tehran, measured countless pieces of arms and armor, thousands of them, analyzed them, measured them, and presented to the world. Well, the result is thanks to all of you sitting on different scientific boards worldwide, as well as having many followers, students, fans, academic students, and fans, and also many people in reconstruction of historical martial arts who buy and follow my books and research. Also published many of them in different academic articles. And also analyzed the inventory of Golestan Palace Museum, UNESCO heritage site, which was destroyed partially destroyed. They call it partially destroyed, but believe me, doesn't look good in Tehran. Um, Golestan Palace Museum is a really beautiful site, and if you take a look at this, uh, so it's the Golestan Palace Museum, which was destroyed in recent bombings. Golestan Palace Museum is a UNESCO heritage site, and if you take a look at it, I mean, if you were there, it's breathtaking. Part of artifacts which they have there are beautiful shamshirs, swords, and pieces of armor, all royal pieces. And to be honest, not only Golestan Palace Museum, Iran has thousands of museums. Iran is over 7,000 years of culture. It's a continuous culture. Iran has seen lots of ups and downs, and Persian culture always has survived. And one of my biggest fears was that um, I always ask myself, given the international pressure, sanctions, and many other problems Iran has been going through, what uh, I ask myself, what would happen in to all these beautiful museums? Of course, the most important thing is first preservation of human life, but next to that, cultural heritage. And unfortunately, this nightmare came true by the destruction of Golestan Palace Museum. Um, I'm going to share something with you. And Iran, as I said, more than, I mean, here, based on UNESCO, more than 800 museums, but they only count major museums. Iran has thousands of museums, right? Smaller ones and also private ones. If you want to count them, there. But let's say, I agree, 800 major museums and 29 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, reflecting a cultural history spanning, as I said, thousands of years and vast, diverse collections. I think it was Professor Youssef Zadeh, if I'm not mistaken, who discovered that the Iran in Iran, the cultural heritage is even older than what they assumed, which was in Mesopotamia, but found I mean he archaeological finds in Jiroft proved that it goes even further back, 7,000 years in general. And was Golestan Palace Museum before destruction, or as media says, partial destruction. Look at how beautiful it is from the Qajar period, at least. This was Golestan Palace Museum. I remember as a child, I went there with my late father and later on as well, when I went there to work on the artifacts. It was always a mesmerizing view to see this beauty. And as you can see here is Shiro Khorshid with the Shamshir, the symbol of the lion and the sun with the sword here. This was inside a mirror palace, beautiful areas. And now look at the destruction. And look at the one of the ceilings. It's much more than that. My heart breaks to share this. I just thought share some of these pictures with you, and you can go and see more of them if you wish on the internet. Having said that, I need to share also another important thing with you. And this is a story, and this story is a bit, not a bit, is really personal. And I'm going to explain to you why. I'm going to show you one of my friends who moved back to Iran. And he came here as a child. I don't remember how old he was when he came here. I believe 9, 10. I don't remember very well, but a child. And grew up in Germany. He studied medical engineering, I believe he finished his master's in this field from a German university. Later on, he did an executive MBA, so he has two masters. And later on, he started to work as a medical engineer, and then he did, I think, his executive MBA later. And he worked in this field for renowned companies. Later on, he established his company, I believe, Nova Cutis. And cuties, if you read it in English, is like cuties. And it is in the area of beauty products. Very successful. As far as I can see and judge, he presented his products worldwide in fairs in Europe, North America, United States, Canada, Middle and South America, Persian Gulf states, I think even in Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Bahrain, Iran, Russia, Ukraine, and many Asian countries. So a worldwide distribution. Later on, he moved to Florida and established a company. I think it was an offshoot of his company. And everyone who knows United States, and as you know, it's my specialty, consulting German companies and also on doing business in America. And he was among other things, of course, and he was very successful there. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he took part in an investment program there, very successful in Florida. Later on, he was operating from Germany, I believe Frankfurt, and also in Florida, I believe in Miami. Very successful, always commuting between Germany and US. And then a couple of months ago, he went back to Iran. I don't know the reasons he did, but his homeland, of course. He has different residencies, citizenship. He's German citizen, residencies, so of US, I believe. And so he went back to Iran and started to do his business also from there. Why did he do that? Because he loves Iran. And he proved to me when I watched his videos where he put on Facebook as well on his Instagram. I'm going to share his Instagram here. And where he shows huge concern for people of Iran who have been suffering under bombing, missiles, and who have been losing their lives. His name is Arash Younesi. He's the CEO, Chief Executive Officer of Nova Cutis, and also some offshoot companies. And now you're going to see him. I'm going to share it. First, I'll let him talk in Persian. And then later on, I'm going to translate and dub what he says in English. So what it is he's in front of Gandhi Hospital, which was also bombed, and I think it was struck by a missile or different bombs and missiles. Oh, I don't know. And which led to the killing and loss of lives of many people. Gandhi Hospital was famed for its pediatric work. Children Hospital was huge there. And you're going to see Gandhi Hospital in ruins, shambles, and Arash talking in front of it.
اینجا بیمارستان گاندیه. خب کلی کودک اینجا مرده. توی که میری زیر پرچم یه همچی کسی وای میستی، این حق ملت ما نیستش. خب تو نه ایرانی هستی نه دموکرات هستی. با آخوند مشکل داری، آخوند بد عمل کرده، اینشتین نیستش، قبول دارم. این جواب ملت ما نیستش تو این کشور. این راهش نیستش که شماها دارین میرید. با آقازاده مشکل دارین، پس چرا میری زیر پرچم بزرگترین آقازاده وای میستی که یه همچین چیزی رو تشویق میکنه؟
So let's see what he says. This is, by the way, Gandhi Hospital after it was hit. Look at the amount of destruction. You don't even recognize the building anymore.
اینجا بیمارستان گاندیه.
So Arash is saying this is Gandhi Hospital.
کلی کودک اینجا مرده.
This is Gandhi Hospital and many children were killed here.
توی که میری زیر پرچم یه همچین کسی وای میستی.
You who go and support the person under his flag and support such actions.
حق ملت ما نیستش. خب
Our nation does not deserve this.
تو نه ایرانی هستی
You're not Iranian.
نه دموکرات هستی.
You're not a Democrat. You don't believe in democratic principles. I'm translating directly from Persian. It means you don't follow democratic principles. You don't believe in democracy. That's what he's saying.
با آخوند مشکل داری؟
Do you have problems with mullahs, with religious leaders?
داری؟ آخوند بد عمل کرده.
Mullahs did not work well.
اینشتین نیستش، قبول
They're not Einstein.
دارم.
I agree.
این جواب ملت ما نیستش.
But this is not the answer to our nation.
تو این کشور.
In this country.
نیستش که شما
This is not the right way
دارین برید.
which you have been following.
مشکل دارین.
You have problems with people who come from super rich families.
چرا میری زیر پرچم بود؟
Why do you follow a person who is the most, let's say, noble man or a man from one of the most, or the richest families?
با آقازاده مشکل دارین. پس چرا میری زیر پرچم بزرگترین آقازاده وای میستی؟
If you have problems with those guys from super rich family, why are you operating under the flag of the richest guy?
یه همچین چیزی رو تشویق میکنه.
Who supports such actions? So, really sad. I just wanted to share this video, and at the same time, thank Arash, who is a man on the ground, who remained in Tehran, who didn't go to the north or escape to other places, and has been witnessing all the bombing, all the missiles. And before you start to judge, think about the opportunities Arash has. Financially, he's the CEO of Novokutis, operating in Germany and in the United States of America. In spite of all this, he's not afraid of telling the truth. And I tell you something, I teach ethics in 2 important universities, actually in 3 by now. Business ethics and intercultural management. And part of business ethics where we say law and ethics are not the same thing. Law is ethics minimum. So, and part of ethics, which is part of the so-called CSR, corporate social responsibility. I know Professor Sharifi in our interview doubts this and says that this is not something which he believes in. But at least we can push for it. At least we can challenge, and believe me, having teaching this subject for many years, I've seen many people, and there are many people who want to have a change. And part of CSR and ethics is having courage, having virtues, as Aristotle always said, and next to this, as Aristotle in virtue ethics says, having courage, which we have also, courage is also part of Bushido, to mention when something is wrong and shouldn't have been done. And also, part of it is what part of ethics, we talk about whistleblowing, and whistleblowing needs courage. And whistleblowing doesn't mean that you go and talk about wrongdoings in a company. It's also when something is wrong, you should have the courage to address that. Oh, I just wanted to share what Arash, who has first-hand experience, as millions of Iranians are going through at the moment. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
اینجا بیمارستان گاندیه. خب کلی کودک اینجا مرده. توی که میری زیر پرچم یه همچی کسی وای میستی، این حق ملت ما نیستش. خب تو نه ایرانی هستی نه دموکرات هستی. با آخوند مشکل داری، آخوند بد عمل کرده، اینشتین نیستش، قبول دارم. این جواب ملت ما نیستش تو این کشور. این راهش نیستش که شماها دارین میرید. با آقازاده مشکل داری، پس چرا میری زیر پرچم بزرگترین آقازاده وای میستی که یه همچین چیزی رو تشویق میکنه؟